So how are we doing today, guys? So I have just reached the 5th month of NoFap and semen retention. Now the main benefit I've gotten in this 5th month that I feel is much more prominent than the other 4 months is confidence. Now before I get into how that confidence affected me, how it will affect you, I want to start explaining where low self-esteem comes from. See, in my opinion, if you have low self-esteem, it's because you do not know a specific skill. You do not know how to handle a certain situation. See, what you have to do is learn. Because when you learn, you gain the knowledge. And once you gain the knowledge, you can apply that to different situations and you can take charge of situations. You can become a leader. Your leadership skills improve because you have the knowledge for whatever subject you may be in. This leads to confidence in pretty much every situation. For example, it can apply for a social setting. A lot of the time, people, even if they are confident enough, they just do not know what to do in a social setting. They're not sure how to talk, how to interact with people, how to not come off as cringy. In turn, their self-esteem is going to go down, which is their confidence is also going to go down. Another big thing I found out, like for example, talking to girls. Why are men out there afraid to talk to girls? What's the first thing that comes, aside from the part that she's going to give him her number or not? The first thing that comes to your guys' mind is, what am I going to say, right? That's the first thing, I'm pretty sure. Now, let me just tell you, just to answer that question, you could pretty much say whatever the hell you want. Anything you want to say, you say it. It doesn't really matter, to be completely honest. In my experience, it doesn't matter at all. I mean, don't go up and ask her if she wants to have sex with you, you know, that's stupid. But you could really just say anything. But see, my point is, even to talk to girls, it takes a certain level of skill. And most guys take that word skill and replace it with game. It's not really game. I mean, to me, game just sounds like an immature term. But the point is, you should read books about it. If you're really curious how to start talking to girls, you could watch millions and millions of videos out there of pickup artists or just regular guys talking about how to approach women. And see, in turn, your confidence is going to increase because now you're like, okay, I know how to approach, I know what to talk about, I know how to be calm in the situation. See, one of the main reasons I've started NoFap is because I wanted to kill my social anxiety. I just hated talking to people. I felt like I was just in my own world, no matter where it would be. Could be a huge party, it could be just with my family, but I was always in my head and I was just so afraid to speak up. I did not know how. I did not have the knowledge. I did not learn how to actually interact with people. So what did I do? I started taking small steps. I started watching videos about social anxiety. I started watching videos about how to improve your communication skills. And then I took action. See, action is a huge step when it comes to trying to build your confidence. So what I did is I started taking small steps and I started talking to people about little random things. If it was raining really hard, I would let them know how terrible this weather is and how much I hate it. You know, little things like that. But then after you take those small steps, you feel extremely proud of yourself. You feel like you actually accomplished something because you're like, I'm getting out of my comfort zone and I'm actually doing something that I never in a million years thought I could possibly do. See, your main focus on NoFap and semen retention should be to try to gain as many skills as you possibly can. For whatever subject that you might feel you're weak in, start improving in that. Start really digging deep into it and see why are you actually afraid to do it, and then start taking action upon these things. Little steps, man. That's all you need. For those brothers out there who end up fapping, who relapse a lot on this NoFap and semen retention journey, for you guys, if you do it, let's say if you fap, let's say within like a month after you've started your journey, or let's say 2 to 3 weeks, let me just tell you that not all your benefits are gone, okay? Your brain is still rewired to some extent, but at the same time, you will lose a slight bit of confidence. If you have gained any during that time, which usually does happen, that's pretty much the one main thing that happens within the first few weeks, and then it stalls for a while and then it comes back like with a bang, and it just did in the 5th month for me. See, you'll lose a bit of confidence, but you're not going to be at stage 1, man. Your brain is definitely rewired to some extent, and all you got to do is just stay strong on this journey. Stay strong, stay persistent, man. Persistence is the key to success. Whatever you want to do in life, stay persistent with it, because as long as you keep doing it, there's no way in hell you're going to fail at it. Another thing I've noticed is even if there's chaos going all around me, every single situation might be bad, I have so much faith now and so much confidence that I could easily get through with it. See, I've always had a lot of faith. Well, in turn, that faith also gives you a boost of confidence. And for those who worship God, keep worshiping Him, keep reading His Word, keep learning more about Him, and I promise you, you're gonna feel a lot more confident as well. Something else I found within this 5th month, as my confidence increased, is my breathing has just become a lot more deep. Any situation I'm in, I know that I could get through with it with faith and confidence, so I end up taking deep breaths. And I noticed and realized that I never actually used to do this. Before, I just used to do everything fast and I would just want to get through everything, and I barely gave my body the oxygen that it really wanted. See, this ties to meditation to some extent. If you guys don't do meditation, then deep breathing can actually become into a meditation. I've noticed I don't overreact the way I used to in all situations. I'm able to handle them with clear thinking, and this develops the inner confidence in you when you're more humble in situations. See, being humble to me is probably the #1 thing you should do in life. I'm sure you guys heard the saying that real power is having the power but not showing it, and this is 100% true in my experience. As I've become more confident on this journey, I've noticed I naturally just became more humble, especially when it comes to things that I know and that I can teach people, that I can correct people in. I don't correct them in any kind of arrogant way. I'll tell them and I'll explain everything to them. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that if you see a person who's really quiet is actually very confident. No. See, what people confuse it with is that humble people are the ones who are confident. The people who are successful, but they don't show it in a very arrogant way, those people are the confident ones. Not the ones that you see who are just quiet, because I used to be an extremely quiet person way back in high school, even early college. But I was not confident. I was just extremely socially anxious. So remember, whoever is on this journey with me, keep learning new skills, man. Whatever situation that you want to be in, if you have confidence in that situation, I promise you, you'll get through it. You'll get through that with ease. See, we guys already know that on this journey, we're trying to become the best version of ourselves. And the best way to do that is to keep learning, keep gaining more knowledge in different areas. Things that we may feel uncomfortable about learning because we just feel we don't have the time, or we just feel we're not smart enough to do that. How about you just sit in a room one day and start practicing or reading or start working on that one skill that you always wanted to do, or that you even did not want to do, but start improving on it. And I promise you, you're going to feel so much more accomplished. And in turn, your confidence is going to increase. And as that happens, man, you just want to keep learning. And as you want to keep learning, you keep learning different things in different areas, and you can apply this to every area of your life. So yeah, man, the 5th month has been a real game changer for me. And this is coming from a guy who was addicted to pornography. So that means before this NoFap and semen retention journey, I was watching it at least 2 to 3 times a day, probably fapping almost every day or every other day. So when you think about that, my brain was really messed up. I mean, it was going down. I had no sort of happiness in life. I was always depressed, extremely anxious about everything. But see, if you stay patient, and that's exactly what I did on this journey. I stayed patient. My confidence did not boost like crazy in probably until the 2nd month. But now at the 5th month, I feel like I'm almost at the peak of my confidence. I can do things that the guy even in 2 months in NoFap, who was me before, was not able to do that easily. So for those on this journey, stay patient with the journey, man, and keep going, keep going. Do not stop. Do not start to fap. Do not think that you should just give up. Do not think that, oh, I'm not getting the benefits as fast as this other person is getting, so this journey is probably not for me and it's not gonna give me any sort of benefits ever. Because I promise you, man, you keep being persistent, keep learning new skills, and keep being patient on this journey. And keep faith, man. Faith is super important, especially to me. See, I kept faith that I will become confident. I will become into this guy who I always wanted to become. But see, that's the thing. You have to see it. You have to see it in your head. You have to see that, okay, I will become this person. You give the image in your head of what you want to become, and you will eventually get there, man. All you gotta do, stay persistent. I know I repeated that like crazy in this video, but a lot of you guys are not gonna get that and that's why I have to just keep saying this to you all the damn time. You have to keep being persistent, keep learning new skills as much as you possibly can, man, because there's not anything in this world that you can't possibly do. If you're finding it hard to learn some certain skill that you always wanted to perfect, remember to keep faith, man. This is why faith is super important. You keep faith and you see yourself in the future being an expert at whatever the heck that is that you want to do. See, I feel I've come so far in this journey already, and it's only been the 5th month. I can't imagine what's gonna happen like a few years from now, man. I know I'll definitely be a millionaire. I know I'll definitely get there, man. It's not anything to brag to you guys about, but it's what I want to do in life, you know. I want to become extremely successful, and with faith, with persistence, with keep learning new skills every single day, I know I'll get there, and you can too, man. Do not be small-minded. Do not think that God cannot do amazing things for you in life, because he definitely can. All right, guys, I hope you guys learned a lot in this video. I hope you guys learned how confidence can affect you and how for some people it might take longer to experience. Overall, I really hope you enjoyed the video, man. And if you did, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Check out my Patreon page. You can check out my Snapchat. Email me questions if you guys have any. And as usual, let's be our own heroes, man.